Hello everyone, I am Austin. My name is Austin. This video is coming out on New Year's Eve, around New Year's. Happy New Year. It's been a wild year for me, and I wanted to tell you how much I appreciate you watching my content, and thank you for helping me reach my dream here on YouTube of 100,000 subscribers. So the first thing is look at what you did. I had it professionally framed, and it came out perfect. It's something I'm going to have with me for the rest of my life, and I'm very thankful. And I'm not going to lie, when it rolled over 100,000, I involuntarily teared up because there's a lot of work that went into it. In a moment, I'm going to get into that, because I do want to tell you how hard it's been for a channel like mine, because one of the most valuable things that you can give someone is your time, and you've given me yours throughout the years, and I just really appreciate you. Next thing, I do have some new merchandise in the store right now. It was designed by GetRecLabs, and they did a fantastic job, and I wanted to make sure it printed correctly before it went into the store. There's two versions. One has a star on it with wings as a base logo, and the other is going to be the 100K shirt. It has the words "practice with purpose," and in my PvP tip videos, I've said this going back 4 or so years. It's not about mindlessly playing, it's about focusing, getting the most out of your play session on your journey to become a better player. There's women's shirts, there's hoodies, coffee mugs, lots of different colors. This directly supports me in what I do. I think they turned out really nice, and I'm very happy with what GetRecLabs came up with, so just thank you for your support with all of it. Up to this point, this video right here, I believe is my 425th upload, and I want to tell you my story here to 100,000, and I'm going to be really candid. I'm going to be really honest with you. But just a quick couple things before we get into that. I want to thank some people that have helped me and guided me, answered questions, or just have been there for me. From early Planet Destiny with Patrick Casey, Tefty Watts Pope, to Fallout, Ebontis, Cammy Cakes, Drewski. I got huge guidance throughout the years from Messa Sean, Rick Cackus, and Houndish. The Destiny content creator community is a lot closer than you guys think, at least in my experience, because we ask each other different questions or help or just kind of check numbers, just helping each other. Everyone pulls for each other, supports each other, and even if you don't think that some talk, they do. Like for me, like to Bife, to Jez, Luminosity, a lot of us talk when we need to. It's a very strong creator community. And what's nice about Destiny and content creation is that there's so many different styles, different ways to get across information. And one that might not be for you might be perfect for another person. So content creator everyone is extremely nice. Like, it genuinely upsets me when I see comments about another Destiny content creator, man. I've seen mean things about me and I shrug them off, but I see it said about others, and it just upsets me because they're all stand-up people. Like, I can't begin to tell you how stand-up they are, and if their content doesn't really resonate with you, if it doesn't connect with you, I can assure you it's connecting with someone else. So be kind to them, man. And real quick, there are a couple creators that are really awesome, and if you've never heard of them, they could be your new favorite. First up is going to be Drewski. I've known him for a very long time. He can really break down a weapon. His content's actually really similar to mine. He does a great job. He does great work. He plays controller on PC. He's an amazing player. He's currently at 55,000 subs, and his videos are fantastic. Check him out. The second one is going to be Geekermon, console player. He's at 99,200, so he's 800 away from 100K. He does live gameplays, very great player. He's funny, he's awesome. Please check him out too. And the third one's going to be Ebontis. This guy right here is stellar. He's a great Destiny community member. He's currently at 44,000 subs. He does a lot of PvE breakdowns for quests, reset guides, lots of PvE content. He does a podcast called The Last Word. I listen to it every week. And I got to know him really well recently. He's the one that helped me build my computer. Very approachable, great content creator. Give him a look. So now to my journey here, and as I go on, I'm really going to open up. I'm going to be kind of jumping all over the place, but it's really important because I first started my YouTube for Destiny in 2014, and I really only wanted to make 2 or 3 videos, and I made things like a Glimmer Farm video, a Suros Regime video, but I just wanted to make a couple PvP tip videos because I was an above average player in things like Call of Duty and Halo, and I felt like, you know, the information could really help someone, and when it was done, those videos are going to be out there in the Twitter and YouTube universe, just out there in the void, and maybe someone can come across them and it could help them. That's all I wanted to do. And to this day, that's just what my channel's all about. So I was using my Xbox to cut and record audio, and the Xbox only allowed me to do a 5-minute video, so I would cut a video up and I would talk over it with my Turtle Beach headset. I had to talk really fast, and the quality was just horrible for video and sound, and looking back, I've come a long way. But I made those videos and it turned out a lot of people liked what I had to say, just random people coming across it just how I wanted. And there was a lot of people that actually said, hold up, like some of this stuff's game changing for me. It's like really helping me out. So I decided to do a little bit more, and I did different videos and I talked about weapons. And back then Planet Destiny was like the place for Destiny content. 400,000 subscribers, each video got 200,000 views. So at this point I was under 9,000 total subs. So they approached me to do a PvP tip video, and that was a really big thing for them to notice me because I was just a channel trying to grow, as doing this as my hobby, and that kind of showed me that there was a place for me in what I was doing. and the content that I was creating was on that level. So I started doing weapon reviews and doing more with the game. And I remember there's a group chat for that early Planet Destiny, and I did a video for Hopscotch. It got posted. Patrick, Casey, Teft, they commented on how well it was done. And like to this day, I'm never gonna forget that, because it pushed me to get an actual computer with an actual capture card. And it turned out that computer itself was horrible. It took anywhere from 4 to 8 hours to render a video. I would go to bed at night and I would render a video that I had on a timeline, and like I would just hope and lay in bed at night and hope that it wouldn't crash. And a lot of times it did. I would wake up before work and the video crashed. I couldn't upload it or do anything. So while this was going on, my new love and passion for the past year and a half of making Destiny content, I mean, I'm a radiologic technologist. I have a career in x-ray, full-blown college, working at ERs, orthopedic offices, clinics, doing triage, whatever it is, working in operating rooms, taking x-rays. I love it because I'm able to help people. That's something I really love doing. I was doing 12-hour shifts over the weekends, night shifts, or whatever it is. In my off time, I would try to make Destiny content and then play the game, of course, level up in the game. It was just super hard. And I was doing it basically making nothing. And I was working 40-hour weeks as an x-ray tech. And back then I could only post like max 2 videos a week and 1 video a week mostly. Like I just had to pick and choose what I wanted to talk about, and that was it. But it got so hard that I actually quit YouTube for about 8 months to a year. And I don't forget how many subs I had, maybe 12 or 15. I forget how it was. At that time, and I still am, very good friends with Cammy Cakes. We came up together really. It started when I had 3,000 subs, he had 2,000, I was on Xbox. We were one of the very few Xbox content creators for Destiny back when PlayStation was the place to go and had all the exclusives. But at the time I quit YouTube, I had like 11, 12, whatever it was. Cammy had like 8 or 9. But I took that time off. In hindsight, it was the best thing that I ever could have done and the worst thing that I ever could have done, because I still played and I followed Destiny and I watched content creator friends like Cammy grow and grow. I'm extremely proud of them. But for me, I needed to find out if I wanted it, and I was still working as an x-ray tech. I needed to kind of know in my mind and my heart that I wanted to pursue YouTube and keep doing this. And while this was going on, I took lengthier breaks from Destiny. So even though I missed out on a ton of subs, a ton of views and growth, it was the best thing for my channel. Because eventually I came back, I decided what I wanted my content to be, and I always knew what it was, and I haven't really, put it in stone, but I did want it to be known that my channel, my content is a judgment-free zone, because it doesn't matter how good you are or bad you are, it's just a group of people sharing a passion, and on my end, it's to teach things, review the inner workings of the game, because I think we can all agree that the game becomes a tad bit more fun when you're in the know. It becomes a tad bit more fun when you're doing well in it. So I take a lot of pride in my work, like a ton of pride. And to be completely honest with you, it's very stressful. Because my philosophy for videos is, first off, I came from old school YouTube. I watched YouTube way back in the day. Back then, there were no commentaries. So you'd go on there and watch gameplay of Counter-Strike or Halo, whatever it was, from a top player. You would learn their movement, watch what they do, and try to emulate that in your game. So with my stuff, the very first thing is every video I make, I want it at least enjoyable to watch. Even if the content isn't necessarily your thing, maybe I'm covering a sidearm and you hate sidearms, I at least want it to be fun to watch. And it kind of helps that I'm an above average player for that to happen. But the second thing is, I'm not really flashy with my content. I'm pretty cut and dry. I cover the content that I want to cover. I don't follow trends. I cover what I want to share with you, what I think's cool, what I think could benefit you. And that's really the basis of my content. I want to help you out and get better. Over the past year, I've kind of changed how I advertise some of that. As you guys can see in my titles, all that really is to get people in here, man. I found out that most of my videos, they were told within the first 20 seconds in the title and the thumbnail. Not necessarily that that's a bad thing, because I really do believe that when you click on my video, it's what's talked about and you can get something from it, but it got to a point where you didn't really need to even click on the video. So I had to start making those title adjustments and thumbnail adjustments. And again, whatever is in my title and thumb is exactly what's in the video, and I do stand by that. That's never gonna change. The next thing I want to talk about is content depth, because I love getting into this game. I love finding the inner workings and what perks do, this and that, and I like talking about them with you. And it might sound weird, but with my commentaries, I speak as if I'm in a party with you, like my friends, because it helps me get my content out how I want it to come out. And that's kind of how I view you guys. I mean, I really do. I read every single comment and every single one of my videos. Yeah, there's a couple rotten ones every now and then, but I think that's just kind of, what happens nowadays. But these videos that I do, these reviews, to be honest with you, I might have done things differently, because these take so much time. I don't take accounts, and I could. I have a wonderful Discord. It has spectacular moderators. You guys rock if you're listening. I have a lot of people on Twitter. I could get any role that I wanted at any time, but the issue is that I don't have the time with it that I would want. I won't have the time needed to do what I do. Because in my mind, there's no way you can have something in your hands for a couple hours and review it. Maybe a hot take, maybe a first impression, but you cannot review it. And that's what I do. In everything I review, I at least get a wee ran out of medals with it. And in the reviews, it's a flash, it's there. But it's only a flash in the game. You'll see like a 15-second clip of the Wii Ran. It pops up on the screen. At one point, I had over 100 Wii Ran out of medal gameplays on my hard drive that I literally couldn't do anything with because I'm not a gameplay channel. They just sat there. So in my mind, with all that time and energy that goes into a review, this other kind of content, the gameplay channel would be so easy, because let me tell you, I think I could talk pretty intelligently about a weapon for 3 minutes and tell you guys deuces, tell you peace, throw up a live gameplay of a Wii Ran and call it good. Because the weapon part and the gameplay part with presentation comes really easy to me. And like I kind of think about the things that we could have done here. And if I only focus on that, I could probably stream more, I would have a video daily and more, but that's not really the reality of this channel, and I'm fine with that. I do live gameplays here or there because I love doing them. They're easy to do, they're fun to do, and I think you guys enjoy them. And we're gonna continue sticking to what we know. But the biggest issue with what I do mainly is this. First off, my reviews are loosely based off of Patrick Casey, Old School Planet Destiny, because I remember first getting into watching Destiny YouTube, and when something came out, the real decision on my weapon usage went to Patrick Casey. It was that insight, it was that trust in him, and through time, I think a lot of people have that with me, or they've found that with me. That's kind of weight on my shoulders, I'll get into that. But as the game goes on, I think that it needs that kind of content. Not too many do what I do. And for some people, they don't really care about this kind of stat stuff. It's kind of nerdy, that's all right, but there are a ton of people that do. So I try to find the balance between making it fun to watch for all audiences, things like that. But again, with how I do content, the process takes a long time, and I do have a procedure that I follow. And when I do that, I'm never first to get a video out. Because I like to get something in my hands, I like to test it in-game, test it in length, I drink some coffee, take a break, come back to it, try a new test, and I do a procedure, like I said, and it has extensive gameplay behind it. It really doesn't help that I don't take accounts, because again, when a weapon comes out, I could easily send out the bat light and I could get it, but I won't have the time that I need with it. And through the years, man, I can't tell you how hard that's been on me, because for years, I'm late to the party on reviews, and that's due to me not having the actual weapon. Believe me, I'm out there trying to get the weapon, or maybe I do get the weapon, it takes me a week to review it, or 3 or 4 days. And in the YouTube world, we all understand that the views for it are all but gone. Being first with content is huge on YouTube, so that loses out on money, that loses out on subs, and sometimes it even loses subs that I already have because I don't have a video on the hottest new thing. And I've often thought about doing something like a Patreon, and I still do, but I don't know what perks I would give for something like that, because a lot of what I do here, or what I make, goes right back into it. Monitors, I got a new PC. Since I have a new PC, I need a new mouse. Since I have a new mouse, I need a good mechanical keyboard that really helps out with my content creation. Like, it goes on and on. But back to it, I kind of told you we were going to talk about a lot of things, being open with you. When I do get gear, sometimes it's months later. Like, I'll review it if something needs to be talked about, and sometimes I get it so much later, and the exotic is plain, so I don't even cover it. And yeah, that kind of sucks. But sometimes though, something comes up. Like I did that with Controverse Hold. It was widely viewed as a horrible, bad exotic. And when I got it, I went through my flow, the things that I do, I tested it. I thought, well, wait a second, there's something to this. And Controverse Hold is one of the best, if not the best, exotics for Nova Warp next to Astrocyte. So I've done this with so many of them. I was late to Outbreak, but we found with Outbreak, it has kind of that reverse zen moment that it gets more stable as you shoot it without hitting your target. It's just little things. And that's not a slight to any other creator. I do what I do. I watch them and I love their content. It all has a place. There's funny, there's hot take, there's review, there's gameplay. And with me, I try to put out a product that's unbiased until the end. And the real goal is to kind of show you what's working and why it's not working, and to present information enough to where you're the one that actually makes the decision, not me. And at some point during the videos, I do give you my personal thing of why I would go this way, but everyone's different in this game, man. So again, it takes me a longer amount of time to get out the detailed information. A lot of videos have 25, 30 or more hours that goes into them, guys, with editing and getting gameplay and testing. When you watch a review, just like pay attention to the jump cuts of PvP games. Sometimes there's 20, 25, 30 PvP games. Remember, a PvP game is at least 10 minutes and then all the loading times in between. And those are the games that I chose, and a lot of the times, they're not even the higher kill games that I got. They're not even the best games that I got. They're the games that showcase what I'm talking about. Specific things, specific perks, streaks, duels, 1v1s. So like I go through all of it and I find the best to present it. And then there's the time for the editing and transitions and all this and all that, the commentary, the testing of the perks. So on the surface, the final product is compact. It's all wrapped up in a nice bow, but individually it's chaos. So that's my content creation, like that's my life. And when I do these tests, sometimes I'll throw it on Twitter as an example, and I have about 14,000 followers on there. I love talking with you guys on Twitter. That content and what I talk about is for you. I share something odd sometimes, something cool, something game altering in a good way, but I can't tell you how many times through the years my Twitter posts turned into videos for other content creators, and it's kind of my fault, I guess, but man, like I don't really have that much in the first place. I don't get to create that much content because of how long it takes. Because I'm relentless working on something and then that thunder just gets taken away from me. It sucks. So that's kind of a double-edged sword that I'm learning to navigate. At the end of the day, I want you guys to know what's up. That's the goal. And if I find something game-breaking through testing, I assure you my first call is Bungie. It's happened before. I've helped nip a couple things before it's kind of actually out there because that's not my style. That's not good for the game, it's not good for the community, and it's not good for my channel. Exploits are like a no-fly zone for me. Let's get back to it. Like I said, there's just different things I want to talk about, being honest here. Like time and time again, let's take a recent example. Season Dawn came out on December 10th. The Obelisk opened up. My State 14 review wasn't first by a long shot, man. When that scout opened up, I got that rapid hit explosive payload roll within 3 hours. Like I could have stopped right there to talk about it and I would have had way more views, hands down. But I grinded over 60 of them because I needed to get the rolls to test. I needed rapid hit Vorpal, I needed rapid hit Osmosis, rapid hit Elemental Capacitor. I needed this and that with Grave Robber and Osmosis, different things. So I needed to test them and I needed to show them to you so you know what you're looking for and getting yourself into. Like I said, time and time again, you showed up even though I'm late with things, and like I can't tell you how much that means to me. Because I think we have an agreement, kind of similar to what I had with Patrick Casey. It's that when you watch something from me, you can take something valuable from it. And that's hard to do because sometimes in a video you don't get anything from it, but hopefully I can get you on the next one. Like that's my goal. Like even if you didn't learn anything or didn't take anything, like I want to get you on the next one. So it's been really, really hard to survive. And I put that on myself. It kind of results in me double and tripling my work. It's really stressful because like I do make mistakes, I'm human, but I try not to. I make videos and I watch them in editing about 10 times. I find mistakes, I find ways to make it easy to understand. Because I know a lot of you come to me for information. There's that certain type of expectation, so I really try my best to achieve it, and it feels real bad when I fall short. I know a lot of you come for my PvP videos, and I take like so much pride in those, and my main goal is that they're easy to understand and easy to execute, and I wish I could do one a week, but I can't. Like right now, I have the next part of the series lined up, and it's been lined up. It's going to be aggressive and passive play styles. There's really a lot that goes into that and what I want to show and teach. I just don't wake up one day and say, you know what, it's time, let's make that video today. Like for that video, as an example, I've been working on it for 2 to 3 months. Metas change. I have a working video timeline right now that has multiple clips in it on the basis of what I want to talk about. I have a massive script that I work on at least once a week. I open it up and I tweak it, I reword it, I try to make it to where it makes more sense on the screen. And there are different types of learners. There's visual, there's some that do it best by listening, some by doing. So I say certain keywords a couple times over and over, and that's not just to extend the video or anything, like that's legitimately to help those learners out, to get those certain phrases, because those are the points to remember. And I hope that you can see that with the first video on how to improve your KD. Now in Destiny 1, I made 5 or 6 tip videos, and a lot of them are still relevant. I actually come back with this series. But like, I'm never gonna give you information that's gonna hurt your game or your play style, because a lot of you have a lot of untapped potential, but you've never really been shown the process. So these videos are for that. I've had thousands of comments, Twitter mentions, emails combined, thanking me for those, saying, you know what? This is the best I've ever played in a video game, and I want to show you how much I appreciate that. Like, that's why I do it, to try and help. Like, they're genuine attempts to help, because again, the game's a lot more fun when you're doing well and not someone's punching bag. So these KD videos, they don't just come up out of thin air one day. Like, I really, really work at them, and I appreciate your patience with me trying to get them out. Like, when I post the PvP tip videos, like it's like I have a brand new onslaught of subscribers, because like those are the only ones that they click on. And that's fine with me, but I try to make them good for you guys. This year, I quit my job as an X-ray tech. I still keep up with it. I do my continuing education for it, and believe me, I do not want to take those board exams again, so I keep up with all my licenses, things like that. It's always there if I ever want to go back, if this never ever works out. But honestly, I get by doing this. The money I make here goes to my school loans and a couple bills, and none of this would be possible at all without my wife, Rachel. She's been my biggest supporter. We've been married for 9 years, and I love her to death. It's just really scary going all in on something like this, but she believed in me, and I get the feeling that you guys believe in me as well. That's why I did it. And with these videos and money, like obviously ads are what really makes the wheels turn, and I know they suck. Like, there's ads on this one. It helps me out tremendously. With my content, here's the deal. I talk about what I'm talking about, and when I'm done talking, the video's over. It's like cut and dry, that's it. Sometimes it's 10 minutes, sometimes it's 3 or 5, sometimes it's 18 or 19. Like, that's just how long it takes. However long it takes when I'm done talking, it's over. Just know though, like really listen to this. This is how the system works. Like, YouTube really puts a stranglehold on us where we pretty much need to make a 10-minute video, period. Because when a video is 10 minutes long, it allows us to put ads on them. We can put however many we want and wherever we want to put them. But just because ads are there, that doesn't mean that they're gonna play. I could put 30 ads on this video, only 1 might play, only 5, only 10. Whatever it is, not the full 30, sometimes none, so it doesn't really matter on that aspect. But out of the gate, if the video has ads, YouTube makes more money. They want that. We make more money, obviously, that kind of coexists, but with it being over 10 minutes as they're making money, that means they actually recommend the video. It starts showing up out there to non-subscribers, it starts pushing out the notifications to you guys, to your sub boxes. The video gets around more. So put it this way when you think about your content creators that you watch and their livelihood. And this is pure hypothetical numbers right here. Say a video is 9 minutes and 59 seconds long, and that video has 50,000 views. It can't have a mid-roll ad, it can't have ads placed in the middle because it's not over 10 minutes. Say that video made $100. Under 10 minutes, 50,000 views. Say it made $100, just throwing it out there. That same exact video, same content, say it was 10 minutes and 1 second long. The creator can now throw on an ad or two. That same video, the same number of views, 50,000, is going to make 2 to 3, sometimes 4 times more. So that 100 turns into 300 or 400 or 500. That's the gravity that we're talking about with a 2-second make or break target window. Say a video makes $50 with 20,000 views, it would make 150 or 200 if that was a 10-minute video. So that's what's really going on, and to be completely honest, it's almost to a point that if your video isn't 10 minutes long, it isn't worth really making considering your time spent on it. And this is what you're seeing with other content creators, and myself included, and what you're seeing with the content's over, hang on for some gameplay if you want it. The really big creators, their stuff always kind of gets pushed out, videos getting over 100,000 views. And if the video is less than 10 minutes, they're doing all right. They're making some pretty good money with it. But the majority, like the lifetime views of a video, say it's 30,000 or 40,000, those mid-roll ads like are huge, like they're so big. I make my decisions, but 99 out of 100 times, I mean, my videos just take the time that they take because I do respect your time. I'm getting better as I'm growing, and the best part is my community, my comment section. The majority of my subs and you guys, it's about one person who told another that told their clan, and so on. It's really tight-knit, very grassroots support, and it's been awesome. I love you all for it. You guys help each other out in the comments. Say someone needs help with the raid. Like, I've seen people form raid groups in the comment sections. Like, it's great. And as I grow, as time goes on, sure, there's gonna be some bad apples, but the core is strong, and I really appreciate you. But I do want to wrap this up. I try to put out the best content that I possibly can for you. Like, I really just don't make content to make content. Even though I'm late to some things, like, you guys still show up, and that's just amazing to me. It's unbelievable, really, and I can't thank you enough. Like, I really can't. Like, I wish I could be faster, but it wouldn't be the same. And like, there's some days I push myself for 12, 13, 14 hours straight, and you wouldn't think that it takes that long, but I promise you, with the product I try to put out, like, that's how long it takes, and oftentimes exceeds that time frame. And I wanted to be extremely honest with this video, and I feel that we really do have that connection. I feel that we have that relationship. And at the beginning of 2019, I did hit my goal of 100,000, and that's all you. Like, you made this happen. And the goals for 2020 is I'm going to continue doing what I do. Like, I want to stream more. I tried it this year, but YouTube came first, and I really love streaming and talking with you guys. Like, I love it. I'm going to continue doing more live gameplays as well. My goal is going to be 150,000 by this time next year. I want to continue to do my best on here, and as always, talk about the game, give feedback when it's needed, keep what I've built going strong. I'd like to thank you for helping me get to 100,000 subscribers. It's amazing that that many people at some point over the years hit the sub button, not to mention all the lifetime channel views that are in the millions at this point. So this 100K is a memory, and it's something I'm going to have with me for the rest of my life. Thank you so much. Until the next one.